All right, so this is the second read, the read to analyze. Now, this is the portion that you get assessed on. So you need to make sure that the work that you're doing, make sure that you do it thoroughly. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to go through and give you the answers to the questions. I want you to do that on your own, but I will give you a few tips on how to address the questions. All right, so again, now the text, you've read this through once, and I understand that you might think it's boring and all that, but it's important that you go back and reread it again. So go back and read through the text and then click on our little friend over here. All right, so let's click on our friend.
What key detail do we learn in the highlighted paragraph?
All right, now, very important. You want to always, the first thing that you want to do when you see the hint button, go ahead and click on the hint because it's going to give you something that's important to help you answer the question. So let's click on the hint. So the key detail has important information. That's why it's called a key detail. It helps us understand a lot of the other events in the story. So key thing in here is we want to find something that helps us to find information about a lot of different events, not just one, not just two, a lot of different events. All right, so we're focused on this area right over here. All right, and let's click on our. So now, just like we were doing in our ready test, our regular ready test, you go through each answer, read each answer, and then eliminate the ones that are there's no way that they're correct, and then question, kind of think about the other ones. And then once you've eliminated all of them, go back to the ones where you think that have a possibility of being correct, and then select the one that is best. All right, remember, we're focusing on key details, so it's important and provides important information about a lot of information in the text. All right, on to the next. All right, so now the second question is select the question mark. What important detail gets in the way of Mataharu's dream of becoming a swordmaster? So when something gets in your way, it blocks you, right? So you're looking for something negative that is happening to Mataharu that is stopping him from achieving his dream, right? Okay, so click on your question mark again, go through these choices, and then find the problem that Mataharu is facing. All right, on to the next. All right, so now we're on to the next page, and again, go back and read through the text. Make sure you're clicking on your words to find the definitions, just make sure that you do a thorough job of reading through the text, and then come back and click on our friends over here.
Select the text that best shows why Matajuro wants Banzo to be his new teacher.
Okay, so important thing here, and it's in capital letters. Best shows why Mataharu wants Banzo to be his new teacher. So you're looking for something that is positive about that Mataharu sees in Banzo, that he wants Banzo to be the teacher. So make sure you're looking through all of these to find the one that is positive, that shows something, a reason why Mataharu wants Banzo to be the teacher. All right, on to the next. All right, in this question, why does Banzo strike Mataharu with a sword? Now, strike means to hit, right? So, and then it says sword. It's not really a sword, right? It's something that they're using to train with. It's a teaching tool that they're using. So he's being hit. Banzo is hitting Mataharu with a teaching tool, and why would he be hitting Mataharu with a teaching tool? That's the way that you have to look at it, right? So this question, it seems a little bit more violent than it actually is, but it's not really that way. Okay, strike Mataharu with a sword. Striking him with a teaching tool. So go ahead and go through your answers and find the best one. On to the next. All right, so this question is asking about the word blow. Now, in your mind, you're probably thinking, oh, I know what blow means. I blow out my birthday candles all the time. Well, it's not used in the traditional sense, so it's being used differently. Now again, we have our hint here, so click on that, and this is a great hint. This is a great hint for no matter what you're doing when you're trying to find the definition of a word. And this tells you to replace the word below in the sentence with each answer choice. So you go through and you replace the word below with each of your answer choices. And then the sentence that makes the most sense, well, then that's the correct one. All right. So go through, and here's the sentence right here. Go through and replace the word below with these 4 choices, and then select the one that makes the sense. All right. On to the next. All right, again, we've moved on to the next activity, or excuse me, next page, not next activity. And again, I want you to read through this. I know it's getting boring and all that, but it's important that you read through the text, okay? And then you click on our little friend here.
Select the question mark. Choose the most important key detail on this page.
Now, most important key detail, important detail. Let's click on our hint here. Think about what happens that changes Mataharu's life. Changes Mataharu's life. Got 2 things to key in on. Important key detail, most important key detail, and changes Mataharu's life. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to read through these choices. You're going to eliminate the ones that really aren't that important and that really don't change Mataharu's life, and then select the one that actually does. All right, on to the next. All right, so we've moved on to another page. So again, go through, read all of the information on the text. Now, I want you to not miss this right here, this author's note. Okay, iReady doesn't just put things in there randomly just to make the page look pretty. Okay, so that author's note is extremely important. So please don't skip over that. All right. All right, so now we click on our friend here.
Why is it important that Matajuro managed to avoid Banzo's sword?
All right, so in this question, there's a couple of important words. Avoid. Okay, why is it important that Mataharu managed to avoid Banzo's sword? Avoid, get out of the way. And remember, we're going back to this word sword again. Sword it's not really a sword, it's a teaching tool, okay? So you got to think, why is it important that Mataharu gets out of the way of Banzo's teaching tool? Okay, so that's the way you have to think of that, and read through your choices and find the one that best answers it. All right, in this question, we're asked to find 2, not 1, but 2 ways that the end of the story is similar to the beginning. Now, our hint is going to tell us, hey, you know what, if you need to go back to the story, all you have to do is click on the back arrows and you'll go back to the beginning of the story. All right, so the important events that happen at both the beginning and at the end. So you go through each of your choices, and does this happen at the beginning and the end? Does this happen? Go through and eliminate the ones that don't happen at both, and then select the ones that do. All right, so focus on the beginning and the end. All right, and then this question, it's choose the last key detail in the story. So it's kind of the chronological order as it's going along, and what is the last key detail? So remember, I told you that all of the parts of the story are important, including the author's note. So key in on the author's note and go through and pick out the one that happens last, the final detail. All right? And our hint tells us which of these key details is an event that all other key details in the story has led to. So it's kind of like the, remember when we drew the cause and effect chart? It's kind of like everything is leading up to this last key detail. All right? And remember, focus on the final. It's the final. All right, in this one, we're asked to find the central message. Now, they've listed all of the key details over here. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the choices and which one has all of those key details which it's kind of like a summary of the key details. Okay, so you want to read through each of these, and remember, it's the central messages for the entire story, not just the beginning of it, not just the middle, not just the end, but the entire story. So read through them and select the one that includes the entire story and is a lesson that was learned. All right, so that wraps up read to analyze close read number 2. So make sure that you are doing everything